Hello and welcome to the Wellness and Empowerment Virtual Summit 2020. My name is Eleanor Oberio. I'm a consultant and publisher at Alfred Training System, and I have a very special guest today. His name is Brad Finkeldei, and his topic is about the mindset shift, empowering yourself to gain more confidence during uncertain times. Hi, Brad. Welcome.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm wearing my You're Awesome t-shirt, which is help people realize that they're more awesome than what they, our brains and our egos like to tell us.
Yes, great. Okay, so let's start with the first question.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about yourself growing up. So later on, I'm going to show you some pictures. And what was that incident that transformed you into a more confident person?
Well, I would actually say there's a couple moments that it's actually kind of opposite of what you think. It's so there is a moment when I was a little kid and I was trying to help my dad do something, and he was fixing the washing machine, and he asked me to go find something, like a certain part, or a tool or something. And I couldn't find what that tool or that part was. And I remember standing there trying to find it and getting upset at myself and getting upset that I couldn't help my dad. And he got a little upset at the same time. He wasn't really upset at me, but he was upset at, he was just frustrated with trying to fix something. And then I couldn't find something to help him. And inside of that, like that moment, as a little 6-year-old, I thought I was someone that I couldn't find things. And so that defined me for a long time. And it defined my confidence at like a subconscious level, that I was the type of person that couldn't find things. And that shaped and that drove my life, where I wanted to be the person who could find and discover whatever I could, whenever I want, be really smart, be really confident. And it really drove me in a lot of ways, because at the core, I thought I was someone who couldn't find things. And I was determined to become someone that could find things and could do things. And that's the moment, I realize now that that was just a story that I made up in my head, that I couldn't find things, but it became a belief about me. And it's become a defining moment where I now have learned I don't have to hold on to that story anymore. And I can just be more of myself.
Yes. Okay. So now, tell us something about this photo.
That is a picture of me. I think I was naked except for the hat. And that's a picture. That's a picture. I don't know. I guess I was 2 or 3, and I guess just having fun, with my mom and dad. And they put a hat on, and my dad snapped a picture and became a funny picture.
Okay, next.
I think it just reminds you to live in the moment, and to be yourself, whatever that is. That was my tricycle growing up. The A-Team was a popular show in the 80s, of these real cool, confident team of people, out there busting up crime. And it was exciting just to have it, on the street and rolling up and down. And it was something that, in terms of confidence, I felt like I was them, doing and being part of that, those heroes on TV.
And then this one.
Is of me and my family. And we were moving. It's one of my favorite pictures of my family, and my mom and my dad. This is probably 1981, 82, somewhere around there. And we were helping my aunt move out of her house, and we just snapped a picture, after moving out. just turned into like one of the family's favorite photos of everybody growing up.
Okay, let's see the next question. How do you build self-confidence if, for example, you are too intimidated to even get started?
The first thing there for myself and others to realize is it's an ongoing game. There's no perfection out there. And one of the greatest things to realize is that your brain makes up all these stories about what's going to happen in the future, or how people are going to perceive you if you try or if you don't try. And the thing to understand is that all of those stories are false. They're not real. They're just what you think in your head is going to happen. But if you were to test that against reality, you'd be proven wrong over and over again about like, that's exactly how things happen. And even more so when you compare what you think others will think of you. Because when you really ask people what they would think of you if you did try, or even if you did fail, most people, really wouldn't care. Most people would be thinking about themselves most of the time anyways, about what they're up to, about what they're creating in their life. And most people get caught up in the trap of they don't want to try because what other people are going to think about them. I know I've definitely been in that, and it's definitely held me back, in many different circumstances or times or whatever. It's just it's something that when you can let go of the stories and also know that they happen automatically in our brains, it's just what our brains do. But to disassociate yourself from those stories and to say, you know what, it's not a reality, it's not really true. It gives you permission to go out and try something. And then when you go do and try it, you're going to fail, you're going to fail along the way. And when you understand and you look back at your failure, you understand that you learned something new and you get to try again and towards success. And that's just the process. It's the process of trying something, screwing it up, messing it up, and then trying again, and then getting better at it, and then getting better at it, and then failing a little bit, failing more, and then getting better and better and better until you become really good at it. And that's what helps.
Yes. Okay. Can you please suggest some mindset hacks to shift from imposter syndrome to confidence, especially for those who are just starting a business, writing a book, or just putting their work out there for the whole world to see?
Yeah. One of the things that helped me when I wrote my first book was I just gave myself like 20 minutes a day. And then I wrote for 20 minutes. And some days I didn't write anything. Not a lot came to me. Some days I wrote more. Some days it was garbage. But the point there for me was shifting out of imposter syndrome was just to do a little bit each day. And then the more and more you do that, you start to see yourself in a new way. You start to see yourself in a new light, in a new perspective. Because in this particular circumstance, every author begins with